Hi there, Alex here, and I'm wandering around my office with a Rode Wireless Go microphone, which hopefully I'll be able to do more outdoor Ask Alexes, but also some more different studio angles just to vary things up. And I think I'll sound a little like Paul today, Paul McGowan from PS Audio. It's like I'm promoting PS Audio products, but the fact is his style still impresses me with answering questions. And oddly enough, I don't think he's seen any of these Ask Alex videos, but I did ask a question to Paul about how a hi-fi company like PS Audio with these amazing speakers and amps and all the way down to the Spark, I think they call it, or Sprout, actually, headphone amp. They make uncompromising products. And Scott Peterson, the audio director at Retro Studios, said they were out of his price range. They're certainly out of my price range. But he's a hi-fi enthusiast himself. And we had some fun discussing different companies and products there. Anyway, let's get to today's question. It is from Corey from Louisiana. I'm sorry, I'm going to be going back and forth here. And you'll see the back of this while I read it. Didn't quite have that prepped. Original 219 and lower Unreal weapon sounds or newer ones from 220 onwards. Which do you prefer? Kind of a weird question to ask, not at all, I know, but I'm just oddly curious. I probably already asked you to, but I can't remember. So Corey, I'll start by saying I didn't prep for this. Sometimes I do a little research before answering questions, and I owe that to people that are enthusiasts of the work that I've done. I'm not that versed on the versions of 219 before and then 220 onward of Unreal. I know that's, I didn't even keep track of versions. I knew that, that Unreal came out. I didn't really do much in the way of support for specific versions. I'm sure people were feverishly doing that at Epic for however long until they moved on to whatever else. But I can talk about weapon sounds and weapons in general. I like most of the weapons for different reasons. But to speak to sound design and the great Dave Ewing, first of all, there is a motion picture sound editor's article by Eric Marks, who's the VP at the Motion Picture Sound Editors. He reached out, huge Unreal Tournament fan, super gracious, incredibly nice guy. And we talked about the film industry and the game industry and how they miss each other, and sometimes film looks down on games, and gamers go at film, how come we can't work in film, and things like that. And he was open to all of it. It was great. There was no there were no preperceptions about either industry. There's mutual respect, and I thought that was great. And the article was great. I got to bring on Cliff Blazinski, Lonnie Manella, Sasha Dikikian, and Peter Hodgba, and Michiel, of course, Michiel van den Bos, for this article. And so go check out Wavelength, which is their quarterly magazine for motion picture sound editors. I don't know if it's possible to purchase for non-members, but I know that it's out there, and it was great to be a part of this trip down memory lane. But that helped remind me of some of the sounds. A lot of us were doing this for the first time. I don't know if Dave was. He became a level designer not long afterwards and remains that to this day at Epic. So hello, Dave. I hope you're doing well. The sound design, I think, just was back and forth for me in terms of my personal preference. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Pistols. I thought they were a little too much tail to them. They didn't have quite a lot of punch. I got more feedback about punch and impact on Stormgate than I've ever had on any project. And it was brutal. but a good learning experience. A good project to practice impact chops for sound design. Yeah, so pistol, not that big on. The next up from that was the ASDR, maybe. That one was okay. Overall, the most satisfying weapons for me were like the 8-ball, the sniper rifle, and the flat cannon. And here's the funny part. If you hit somebody point blank with a flat cannon, you got what happens in terms of sound integration lingo is you get a sound played multiple times, the exact same sound, and it raises the volume. It's like playing the same sound, but the volume goes up because you're playing the same sound. And it works that way on computers. It would work that way if you played a recording even in 3 different places, but from one source, and you had all those recordings at the same time. It would just go up in volume, on tape or otherwise. So if you hit somebody with a flat cannon close enough, it kind of blew your ears off with this sort of type sound. And I'm not doing it justice with my voice, but it got satisfying before too long. Somehow it wasn't annoying. The 8-ball launcher had this really great hydraulic, crunchy texture to it for when you were loading it up and then launching it. It sounded big and mean and appropriate to the power of the weapon. Sniper rifle was pretty satisfying to use sonically, but all 3 are the ones that I would choose during deathmatch. I'll have to take a look at the difference between 219 sounds and 220 sounds because I wasn't aware there was a difference. So I'll be getting back to you on that later, Corey, and thanks for the question.